ridiculous, so should we? Très jolly. Which means anybody's in trouble. Not you. I've had 5 hours with you. That was troublesome. Sorry, that's my mother. We'll talk about her in a minute. But let's talk about John Tilley first. Now, let's start with the lesson because I think this has been unfairly billed. I'm not a man of the cloth, as many of you already know, and you'll soon all realise. But I'm guessing also that Ben probably wasn't a man of the cloth earlier. But we would like to extend our congratulations to him for his first post-ordained nuptial. Well done, Ben. Wherever he is. No, this is a lesson because I'm a teacher, and like most of my lessons, I haven't really prepared much, so let's see how we get on.
Tell us a joke!
Oh my god, I thought you were Michael for a minute, I'm sorry. Where is he? There he is, let's see how we get on. That's it. It's going to involve people, don't worry about it. Don't look at me like that.
Tell us a joke!
I've got to get on board with this stuff. John Stuart Tilley. John Stuart Tilley, which one?
Which one?
That one. John Stuart Tilley, JT, Joe, Knob Jockey, believe me, he's been called it all. And 1979, 22nd of November, a Thursday. Wait. Blue. We'll come back to that. A Thursday. I wasn't there, I was only 2 weeks old, but as you quite correctly said, 2 weeks wiser, I like it. Which means this is going to be interesting. Now, I first really remember Tills from perhaps, what was it called? Mrs. Hughes! Mrs. Hughes! Hand up. From Mrs. Hughes. And you might at this stage expect me to start regaling with stories of self-urination and squatting in the street, but you'd have to actually wait 15 years for that. So instead, I can't really tell you much about those times other than that was the only memory I have is actually of his parents driving home in our car on one occasion, and hence started their love of golden cars that still spread to the Tilleys. But that was about it. So let's fast forward, and we get to age 7 where we went to junior school together, and as I remember it, the register was Sampson, Saunders, Tilley, Twist, Timberwhittle, White, which meant that we were put in that order in absolutely everything. So a number of the people sitting with you today are only here because of their surnames. And believe me, I've tried hard with a number of these people. It's not coming, you know. You have to take on interests like cricket, which is all we've spoken about today. So this is actually quite nice, because I'm not going to talk about cricket. Whitey. If you want to talk about cricket, go and lose an hour of your life. You won't get that back. Anyway, let's get back to Tills. So, where are we at? 7 years old. Yeah. School. Awkward times. The erections. As I said, not a man of the cloth. Also, coinciding with that, the first occasions when I used to spend the night at Tills's. Nothing more than that. But I soon realised this was a man who absolutely loved games and challenges. He'll have you all drumming on the table, or he'll have you playing spook, and he gets it from his dad. They do these kind of, I think it's gambling, isn't it? Where you just you basically work out how long we're going to be. Don't worry, Whitey's not going to talk tonight. And you get all these kind of things from him, and that's great. But he also set himself strange challenges. Where at age 8, he ran the whole junior cross country whilst talking to himself. And then he and I strode up and down Helvellyn with him giving a commentary under his pseudonym, Gallic as it was, of Harry Dupont. It became a competitive thing. Walking. And all sorts of strange things happened, and we had great sleepovers. It was about this time that I also realised how errant the Tilly household laundry system was. Because things got washed, put on the drying rack, and if you didn't grab them then, they got disposed of up into this upstairs laundry. If you didn't grab it then, you never would. And it was entirely a debacle. I mean, on one occasion, I woke up to find Tills was wearing my pants. So I thought, I better have a look at the laundry cupboard. Pulled up what I thought to be a skimpy pair of Y-fronts. Found instead it was one of Anna's bras. I tell you, by the second day, that really changed. So we fast forward to the drinking times, the warm Stella. Was that a phase, or are you still warm Stella? It was his beer. I mean, Christ, I can't complain. And usually dancing around the piano to his Dracula songs that he'd made. I like to think that we thought ourselves a little bit edgy, a renegade, oh God, a bit bohemian. I think misguided was probably closer to the mark. Various states of undress, usually. I know. Who said what?
Yeah, I did.
You would have fitted in perfectly. And so we found ourselves drinking a lot, and that was all good fun, and there were all sorts of... But funnily enough, there was one occasion where we found ourselves walking down the next morning, and maybe Mary, you might remember this, having to explain to the Tillies why it was that the dog was wearing a pair of pants. Obviously Turbo was getting in a laundry free-for-all as well. And actually good on him, because the following time I went to Tills', that same Turbo had laid a massive alien on the kitchen floor. Not only that, but that somebody with slippers had trodden it all the way up the stairs. So we gave chase, slowly, apprehensively, thinking we were the only ones, to the third floor. Will Tilly, where are you? Where are you, Will Tilly? Because they led all the way to your door, Will. Whereupon, careful listening, one could hear the muted tones of a computerised football crowd. That must have been a heck of a game of FIFA, Will. Because when we opened that door and you acknowledged that you knew you had done what you had done. Unbelievable. Tom Tilly, by the way, well done. Shut yourself in the room. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have been I would have been playing. Am I still? Anyhow, that was Turbo, bless him. That's what he would have wanted. And then, of course, post-school, we started talking about the trip. There was Menorca. There was the cricket tour. There was Barbados, and then at 3 days' notice, you came out for a couple of months to, where was it? Australia, New Zealand. We had all that. And then, of course, we met the nose French, and things got a little bit heavier. We started by going to Pamplona for the bull run. Tills, Sam's, Ollie French, Ollie's nose. All four came back broken. And then there was La Tomatina. La Tomatina. This was hard hat only territory. Arrive as a rodent, leave as a reptile. There were arrests. There was food poisoning. Thank you, Speeds. There was everything that went wrong. That was usually just me. But Tills met Liv. You notice that so far I've been quite derogatory, and as with all good lessons, you should end on a positive. So before I talk about Liv, I'm just going to, because he's so annoyingly good at all of these sports, I'm the guy who had to take up things like fencing and pole vault. Thank you, Jackie. Because he beat me at everything else. Now's my chance. 2 weeks wiser. So, I want to talk about you, Liv, and I'll try to say something nice about Tills. But if you might indulge me for just a minute, I'm going to tell you about one little story where I got one over Tills. Yes. Now, I sometimes have a habit when I'm bored, which is often, and unloved, obviously. When I phone people up, don't do that, don't do that. But when I phone people up and I pretend to be different people, usually the object is my mother. And so far I managed to sell her double glazing, insurance, and I've also had her adopt a puma called Adonis. But she soon wised up to it. Well, I say that, she did at one point call the gas man my darling boy, and at that point I thought, that's not right. That was awkward, for all parties, I'm sure. So I gave up on her, and I turned my attention to my friends, most of whom read straight through her, and I got pretty crap accents to hand. But on this occasion, I found myself ringing through, getting an answer machine message, and before I knew it, described myself as DCI Phillips from Bath and even Somerset Constabulary, and wondering whether he might get back in touch with me, because I was looking through an ongoing investigation from 1998 in which somebody fitting his description had been seen in CCTV footage. Might he get back to me on 01722 771 326? I thought nothing of it, put it down, thought that's whatever. Went back to my daily routine of loose women. Homes under the hammer. Cheese toasty. Siesta. Anyway, what would you know? He didn't read the accent. And next thing I know, I'm receiving a phone call. Hello there, is this DCI Phillips? Yes! Hold on a minute, no, I'm his secretary, I'll just get him. In fact, I think he's in a code operation meeting. Got into character. You can come to me, Sonny. I love you. Yes, this is DCI Phillips, how can I help? Oh, hello, this is John Tilley, I'm returning your call. Yes. Well, John, I've got to be honest with you. I've got looking over some CCTV footage, and it's from 1998. We're looking up a historical case, and I've seen a little bit of footage on Milsom Street in Bath. A man fitting your description, squatting to defecate outside Gabucci.
No,
Italian
Gabucci!
tailor shop. I didn't know whether you could shed some light on this one. Awkward silence. Then strenuous denial. Then the suggestion that a lawyer might be involved, at which point I thought, well, I'll tell you what, John, given that it's only circumstantial evidence, we'll be willing to let this one go. But don't you go dropping your slacks anywhere around Bath anytime soon, right? Phone went down. The coup de grace, a week later. Unbelievable. He turns up in Kent to see me. Sam, you wouldn't believe what's happened. This DCI Phillips called me up. He caught me shitting under the Public Defecation Act of 1686 or something he mentioned. Dates correct, I hope. I went, well, there you go, Sonny. Okay. Rumbled. Anyway, look, Tills, he's a lovely guy. What can I say about him? He's had, as you might imagine, a massive influence on me. What I love most about this guy is you're never far from humour and hilarity. And I think some of it he's not quite trying for, it just happens. Which makes it really annoying when he actually gets stressed. Because I just start laughing. And others do around, and I think that just makes the wheel turn a bit quicker. But hey, he's a wonderful guy. Liv, what can I say about you? You've had such an effect on him, and he is someone who as you know, loves unconditionally. He gives his heart and soul to everything. He can be a little bit stubborn. Just try telling him to warm up before cycling down to France, for example. Or even looking at a bike. That's how he rolls. And then he blames his knee, like it's something that isn't his. Like, these knees, bloody Darwin. You're like, yeah, mate, well, I don't know what to say to that. Life's too short. So, he's there in Liv. I'm sorry, I had to wax him up for his stag do. It was awful. Not least because we had to put him in a little speedo, but because he had that bloody tubey grip on his leg. And I've got to say, there's nothing worse than a slightly beige, overwashed tubey grip on your knee. It just smacks of not quite being elite, shall we say. And in these Olympic times, we love elite. So, I don't know. But let's get back to the good thing. Sorry, I digress. He's lovely in so many ways, and he's been such a great friend to so many of us. It's, as I said, absolutely unconditional. He is one of the world's greatest guys, in my opinion, and I've met a few, mainly with surnames S, T, U, and V. He's a wonderful guy, and I'm sure everybody here would agree. So I'm going to finish this, before giving you homework, by proposing a toast to the bride and groom. Here. They're the edgy lot. Yeah. Nothing misguided here. My homework to you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm expecting to see some hitherto unannounced and unknown music moves in this vicinity on their behalves. I'll be in situ, darling. Craig Rowell Hall. That might put a certain number of people off. Who knows? But can we please give an extended, because I know how this works, everybody gets really pissed and it just moves off. I'm going to give a preemptive applause for the musical entertainment that is about to greet you, because you are all so very bloody lucky. So can we give an applause generally to these two tables with spotterings elsewhere? Some of whom are already done with it. We're going to do a bit more. And at which point I'm going to say I've done my bit and I'm out, and I'll see you at the bar. Bye!